Cherished viewers and those who may be listening to our podcast series, welcome to the Perisous Horizon chat room. Your host, distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Jifa-Mensah-Lakai, noted in her book entitled Fearless, Fabulous and Flamboyant, The Importance of Recognizing and Celebrating Our Different Milestones Attained in Our Quest to Realize Our Dreams in Life. The journey into becoming the best version of yourself comes with struggles, challenges, and sometimes the feeling of giving up is so strong. Perisous Horizon is here to encourage and support you to never give up. You have it in you to do exceedingly, abundantly, and above all you could ever dream of or imagine. Stay connected right here. Let's listen to the experiences of others, learn lessons from them, be inspired to do more, and together, let's keep scaling higher heights.
Welcome, our cherished viewers. Today, we are coming your way with a special guest to discuss disability is not inability. Our guest, Isaac Ansah, is a graduate of the University of Education, Winneba, right here in Ghana. He graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Social Studies Education and Political Science. Because of his high level of commitment, he was elected and entrusted with the music directorship for the University of Education Winneba Mass Choir. For those of you who are familiar with the Winneba Mass Choir, you know it is a contemporary, non-denominational group, and despite his impairment, he became the first person who is physically challenged to hold such a position. We would go right into the studio and invite our special guest, Mr. Isaac Ansah, to come and tell us more about himself. Isaac, a very warm welcome to the Perisous Horizon chat room.
Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to be here, and thanks for having me on your show. I'm so much humbled.
Thank you. Now, I believe most of our audience who have seen the flyer all through the week are wondering who is Mr. Isaac Ansah. So now you have the opportunity to tell us more about yourself.
Well, thank you so much. And it's a very great pleasure to be here, and I'm grateful to God for that. So, to begin with, I am Isaac Obi Ansah, popularly Kumpa, born to Mr. David Ansah Boateng and Vida Kwesi at Kofodia, but hail from Mountain Okuapeman in the Eastern region. I began my education at the Barnes Memorial Institute, which is situated at Newtown College. That is between 92 and 96. And I was later transferred to the Kings and Queens International School at Pick Farm. And the reason for the transfer was that my parents were commuting, were transferring, or were vacating from where they were to another destination altogether. So going or commuting from a new destination to Barnes Memorial Institute will become a bit of a challenge. So in as much as they were vacating where they were, I would also have to be transferred from Barnes Memorial Institute to Kings and Queens International School, which was formerly at Pick Farm Down. So there I schooled between 96 and 99, 2000, thereabouts. So in the course of my schooling, it got to a time things weren't so going well as expected. And it was as a result of my sight because it got to a time I had to stand up from where I was sitting and go to the board and go and chew some three statements, chew at least three statements into my mind before I later come to my book to come and write everything. So
Oh,
it went on for a while, and my teachers were a little bit disturbed, and they began to offer me a whole lot of advice. And one of the advice was that I will have to go to Akropong School for the blind to go and continue my education.
okay. So if I heard you correctly, you noticed some challenges
Yes,
while you were at the King's
Kings and Queens
primary
International.
school.
Yes,
Kings and Queens International School, and you had that difficulty in being able to see from the blackboard from where you were seated in the class,
yeah,
and that was where you were advised to leave that school and go to the Akropong School of the Blind. Now,
yeah.
what happened? What happened that affected your eyesight for them to give such a recommendation?
Thank you very much for this question. Um, my description of the whole incident would sound a little bit unpleasant, but I would try as much as possible to make it snappy. It all began during my days at my former school, that is Bounce Memorial Institute. One afternoon, after I had closed from school and I had returned home, after putting my bag down, I told my mommy that, oh, I'm going to play. And you kids, anytime we are back from school, we will definitely have to indulge in some kind of exercise and what have you before we attend to other things. So luckily, one of my friends by name Frank, had also come to school, and we went out to play. So in the course of our amusement, both of us came across two long sticks. He took one, and I also took one. And whilst we were playing with it, we all of a sudden came across a powdered container. So we began to hit the powdered container with the sticks. So he will hit it and I'll hit it. He will hit it and I'll hit it. So I was on his left hand side. So in the course of he hitting it, I actually did not know what happened, and his stick fell off his hand and hit my right eye. So you can imagine what happened. Uh, it got burst and water with blood was gushing out of my eyes, and it wasn't a pleasant situation at all. I was taken to the Hollywood Teaching Hospital for series of operations and what have you. And even before the operation, when I was giving birth to, my parents narrated the whole situation to me that something like cataract was on both eyes. So it was operated upon, both eyes were operated upon and was removed. It was removed, the cataract was removed. So after it was removed and everything had been done, I schooled with it, and the unfortunate incident also happened. And that led to another
Wow.
surgery altogether. So when
I
the surgery and everything was done, I only began to see with my left eye. So I to King's International School, and then it wasn't. And that was when the advice came that I would have to go and continue with my education at school for the blind.
Okay, so it means that after that childhood incident, whilst playing with your friend Frank, and the stick got into your eye, and all of that unfolded, you went through another operation to
Sure.
remove the cataract. So during that period, it means that you could see slightly.
I could see very well, very, very well, even at the time the cataract was removed. But then the incident had not occurred. And even after the incident had occurred and I underwent another surgery, I was seeing with my left eye and I was seeing very, very well. So nobody knew what happened. It was during my schooling at Kings and Queens, I got to realize that I couldn't see the board properly. properly, especially what has been written on the board. So anytime the teacher comes to the class to write something on the board, I'll have to rise up and go and look at the statement very well before I come and write it in my book. And I was used to what drawing things or main objects and inscriptions onto my eyes so much that I would have to bring it closer to my eyes before I'm able to see. So
Wow.
it was on this anomalies that resulted in that kind of advice for me to go to Akropong School for the blind.
To go to Akropong. So now, can you tell our audience, how was that for you when you were told to go to Akropong School of the Blind? And then what were some of the experiences that you had that changed your mindset?
Thank you very much. So one would say that switching over from a different setting to another setting is a little bit challenging. It is very difficult. So we can equate it into my situation. Somebody who has seen before, and all of a sudden, I mean, it appears it is gloomy. I mean, you can't see again. You are not able to do the things you were used to doing formerly. It was very difficult. And when that happened, it was a little bit challenging because I couldn't imagine that I have been found into. I'm in a different world altogether. One most interesting thing is that we got to a time when I was in my school, my sighted school. We went for an excursion, and we passed. We passed Akropong School for the blind. We came. Our vehicle passed there. So if somebody had realized that I would one day, I mean, count myself as part of the students of school for the blind, I wouldn't have believed it. But in life, when the situation happens to you or when something occurs to you, you would have to embrace it and adjust to it. Because if you should make up your mind that you wouldn't accept it, you can also not move forward. Because probably
Wow.
people have been in that same situation and they have been able to make it. So I was very fortunate. When the incident happened and I went to school for the blind, I got some friends to psych me up that some people who were blind like you came to Akropong School for the blind, studied, and today they are renowned people, some of whom are lawyers, teachers, musicians, and big people who are working with so many international organizations. So that alone inspired me that in spite of my predicament, I still have another breakthrough. I can make it. So that has really urged me, motivated me enough, to search for it.
Okay. So would you say that someone also at the school mentored you and inspired you for you to move from the Akropong School of the Blind, gain some skills and competencies, and then even dream of going to further your education? And
Yes,
how was that for you?
yes, because one interesting thing is that I saw teachers who were blind and they were teaching. They were teaching blind students there. And we often got visitors. I mean, visitors came all around the world to visit us, some of whom were blind and all that. And amazingly, they were able to tell us that, in fact, this was where we schooled. We have been able to pass through the walls of this school and we've made it. So that alone should be a motivational factor for me to search forward, to move on. If these people have been able to make it, why can't I also do it? So it is possible. Perseverance overcomes difficulties.
Wow. And I believe that you gained certain competencies whilst at Akropong School of the Blind.
Yes.
And because of the mindset that you had to embrace the situation and let it turn around for your good, you built some capacity, and that was able to benefit the institution that you went to further your studies at the Winneba, and I mean the University of Winneba School for Education. So share a little bit of that. What were some of the skills that you gathered from there, and what did you do to ensure that you built that capacity and now it's helping you and helping others?
Thank you very much. When I went to Akropong School for the blind, initially I thought that, the school is solely for academic purposes, and like extracurricular activities comes in. But in the course of my interactions, one of my friends told me that this school is solely not for academic purposes. I mean, there are so many things here. Uh, he even made mention of the music room. So the moment he made mention of the music room, where is it? So he quickly held my hand and took me to the place. So when we entered the room, it was a very big place with about four pianos by then. And he opened some of the pianos, I mean those manual pianos, and he began playing it. And I said, wow, my friend, I have the conviction that I would have to learn the piano. I should learn the piano. So there he quickly took me to the music master by then, and he's in the person of Mr. John Kofi Asante. He took me to his place, introduced me to him, and I mean he did the talking for me. He said, oh, this is one of our newcomers, and he wants to learn the piano and all that. So the man accepted and began to teach me. Initially, he was tossing me. I will go and ask him that I have come, and this man will tell me he doesn't have time and all that. It went on for a while, and I don't know what happened. Something, I believe a bird whispered into his ears that I can do it. And
Wow.
he began.
And I know that
When,
because when it comes to mentorship, sometimes the mentor wants to be sure that they are spending that time
ex-
for a valuable cause and that
exactly.
is going to benefit the person. They're serious about it.
Yeah. So,
So,
I mean, to the man's amazement, uh, he began to teach me, and I mean, within the space of 3 days, I had known how to play 4 keys out of the 12 keys on the keyboard. And that alone was a very great motivation for him to continue teaching me. And within the space of 8 months, I had known how to play it, and I began playing for them in most of their interdenominational services and what have you. Most of the big concerts which were used to, which were organized in the school, I was the main pianist by then. And it has really become a mystery for them to unravel, because how can such a person like you use about 8 months to learning the piano? It's very amazing. And I have
wow.
to play the piano in such a way that even sometimes when somebody hums, when somebody sings a song, I mean, I will be able to tell the key without necessarily touching the piano, and that is what is referred to as perfect pitch in music. I do that often.
That is
Yes,
amazing. And for those who heard the introduction of our session today, the intro, in terms of the sound and all the tunes that you heard, were created by Mr. Isaac Ansah. And that is because I have known him for over 16 years. And he has been playing for our church each Sunday and beyond. So, what would you say that has been of benefit to you being a member of Deliverance Assemblies of God Church?
yes, Deliverance Assembly of God has really played a pivotal role in my life, especially in my education. And I don't feel ashamed to share this. You know, when I encountered this situation, when it became very obvious that I am blind, I can't see, I was rejected by my family. And it's a great testimony. And, you know, when it happened that way, the church had to come in under the able leadership of Reverend Dr. Dalalibuja. I mean, he, in collaboration with the church board, facilitated my education right from Akropong School for the Blind through to my secondary education, and even to the university. They sponsored everything. And I actually want to use this podium to say a big thank you to them, because had it not been them, it would have been something else. If uh, today I have gotten such an opportunity and I'm able to talk for people to fluently, for people to really understand what I am putting across, then it is God in His infinite wisdom who have used this great family to shape my life and to uh,
Yes.
improve my Christian life. Yes, so I am so much grateful to them. And you know,
Indeed, we are really grateful to Deliverance Assemblies of God Destiny Temple for helping and shaping us all through the Word of God, through prayer, through perseverance to fulfill our God-given purpose. And again, I want to appreciate Joshua Kumar and Eunice Boja, that's the daughter of our spiritual father, Reverend Delali Boja, for all being part of that collaboration that launched the Perissos Horizon chat room, tunes and intro. So thank you all for being part of this vision. Now, going into your aspirations, what does the future look like for you? And what would you call on helpers to help you with?
Okay, thank you very much. In Ghana here, we can't even boast of one visually impaired music lecturer. So I actually want to become the first visually impaired music professor and a lecturer in Ghana and an audio recording producer. So this is my aspiration. This is my dream. So I am praying and trusting God that, before this interview comes to an end, God will also touch the heart of somebody to help me materialize this dream. And I'm sure that this will go a long way to helping persons with disability, more especially the visually impaired, who has a
Yes.
dream of that kind.
Indeed, you are a great inspiration to us all because for all the things that you have accomplished through sheer determination and hard work, it shows that indeed you are destined for greatness. I
Sure.
also, I know that most of the time I communicate with you through WhatsApp. We send text messages, we exchange messages. I know some of our viewers will be wondering how you do that. And I believe you also had a stint with the drum people in South Africa through the same passion and capacity to utilize social media just like everyone else. Can you tell us more about that? How do you use technology?
Yes. So um, I am able to use technology by the help of a voice, by the help of a software by name VoiceOver on Apple phones. So with that VoiceOver, it tells me wherever I am on the phone. It takes for me to hear what to hear what I'm actually doing on the phone. Because if it is not activated, I may not be able to function properly. So when it takes, it enables me to know as whether or not I'm on WhatsApp. So I heard you mention drum people. Yes, that is Philip Sowa. He is in South Africa, and by God's grace, I went to South Africa, and this gentleman had already heard about me. In fact, one of my friends introduced me to him. That, hey, this is one of those guys, those big guys in Ghana, and he's coming. So you can, whatever you want to do with him, he's there for you. So luckily, when I went there, he also happens to be a musician. He plays the drum and all that. He shoots videos and what have you. So he got into contact with me and we shot one video. And in the video, he began to ask me of how I am able to WhatsApp and all that. And I explained to him, and that is what I'm going to demonstrate for viewers to see. So as I indicated earlier on, I am using an iPhone, and one would
Okay,
how
I'm
I
going
use
to
it
send you a message.
exactly. So
And I know at the time this show is airing, you marked a special day in your life on the 26th of
yeah,
September. And so
yeah.
I am sending a special message.
Okay,
I have sent it and I would wait for you to get it and tell our audience what I sent.
okay, okay. So as I proceed with the explanation, this is an iPhone, and every iPhone has what we call a voiceover. So with the voiceover, it enables me to uh, see what is actually on the phone and where I am exactly operating at. So I am switching over to or I am switching on voiceover. So this is the voiceover. So you can hear it talk. So I am going to WhatsApp. So okay. So the voiceover is still talking. So I am on WhatsApp. Sorry, I'm on social folder. Yes, now I'm on my WhatsApp. Yes.
Okay.
I see some messages coming, trooping in. So, okay. Okay. So I am reading to our audience what you just sent.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to read to the audience. It's good. I am glad we have this recording. We had this recording on your special day on 26th September 2020, and you sent it around. Okay, you've again sent another message by me, and then another message. Happy birthday, and you sent it at 4 p.m.
Woo! That is indeed amazing. So that is what
I'm
I
also going to
said.
reply now. So I am replying. So okay, it is gone. I've sent it.
Thanks. So I have seen it.
So
That is indeed amazing.
it is really, even though this is solely on WhatsApp, but I'm on Facebook, I'm on Skype, I have my own email with which I send, I mean, with which I send and receive mails and all that. So I'm virtually able to do everything. I go on the net to make my own researches and what have you. So disability is indeed not an inability. I can do everything.
Wow. And I hope that through this interview, you will have the opportunity to engage with others and others will reach out to you because you have so much to give, not
Yeah.
just working in an organization. You can do that actively with you graduated with a social studies and education and a political science degree. And I hope that we will have some organizations out there calling on you so that you can be part of their team.
Yeah.
We wish you the very best in your future aspirations, both in your passion for music and directing, and also in building your career as you go along. So before we wrap up, please tell us your final words, and then we would listen to your creation. That is the outro to end the session.
Yes. So my final words are these. Just as the topic goes, disability is not an inability. Each and everybody has, one special thing or the other he has been that has been embedded in him or her. So I would call on people, on organization, and all benevolent society to give people of such caliber the chance, because they are more than capable. We are more than capable of doing so many things. And if you don't give such people the chance to explore their talents or to showcase their talents, how would you be able to see the good things in them? Because if I am unable to tell you that, or if you don't know that I am good at editing documents, sending messages, replying emails, sending emails, and what have you, how would you be able to know that I am good at this? For me to benefit you in a way. So
Exactly.
the chance, and we'll be able to prove beyond any reasonable doubt that yes, indeed, we are able, we are capable. And
thank you so much.
I would end by also expressing my heartfelt gratitude to you for hosting me, and especially one to my spiritual father and everything, Reverend Dr. Delali Boja, and Mr. and Mrs. Andor of Connecticut in the United States of America. They've really played and they continue to play a pivotal role in my life. And I'm so I'm so grateful for how far the Lord has brought me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you to Nat, who is supporting in the background. Thank you to Joshua Kumar and Eunice Boja for helping us bring out the Perissos Horizon chat room intro, outro, and soundtrack. I'm so grateful to all of you. And before we go, where's Nathan? Do you want to say hi to our audience before we wrap up?
Yes, Nat, my technician. I mean, come and say hi to my people, to our viewers.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being part of today's session. We look forward to a time when you also come and share your fearless, fabulous, and flamboyant tales with us.
Yeah, thank you too for having us.
Thank you. All right, so our cherished viewers, this is where we end tonight's session. Wherever you are watching us from, please do not forget to stay in touch with us, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please do get in touch with Isaac. He has got so much more to share, but we want to keep the session very brief. He is looking out for job opportunities as well. So for those in corporate Ghana and those who are looking out to have those who have any form of disability being part of their team, this is a call to action for you. You have Isaac who can be supported on your team, and he is here to say, be part of his vision, be part of his journey, be part of the legacy that he is going to leave for our world. Thank you, and do stay connected. Let's listen to the outro.
Do you have an inspirational, educational, or motivational story to share with us too? What's stopping you? Simply send an email to perissos.horizon@gmail.com. What is the Perissos Horizon chat room about? It's all about you. The Perissos Horizon chat room series, as stated by the initiator and host, Distinguished Toastmaster Patricia Jifamensa-Lakai, is a platform intentionally here to nurture a culture of celebrating each other's notable milestones. She believes we must not despise our humble beginnings. Instead, we must find a community of like-minded people to support each other, create effective collaborations, and celebrate our small or big success stories. This will encourage us to keep persevering towards our next horizon. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at DTM Patricia Jifamensa-Lakai and like our Instagram and Facebook page at Perissos Horizon. Until next time, keep scaling higher heights.